of stuff on pro wrestling, and I read Wrestling Monthly magazine, which was my favorite because it was the most honest of all the wrestling magazines that were out there. And I just sent it, he ran the fan club column, so I sent it to him. So he immediately wrote back to me and just goes like, this is really good, you have real potential in this. This was a really nice newsletter that you're doing. And then in about a month later or so, the Wrestling Monthly comes out, maybe 2 months later, and he wrote it up and just goes, this is like this really good new publication, you should try it. And I got a couple of people sending quarters into me to get copies of the issue, one of whom is still a subscriber, believe it or not, for 45 years. And, if he had not written that, I probably, never would have written another newsletter. Because, they say the Wrestling Observer started in '83, which it did, but in the '70s I did another wrestling newsletter, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It's just, I kind of lost interest in it at one point. And then when I was in college, all the guys in my journalism class pretty much were wrestling fans. And it was just like, wow, everyone's like a wrestling fan. And I knew more about it than they did. And they were always asking, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? This is a little before Hulk Hogan, Georgia Championship Wrestling, early 80s era. Dusty Rhodes was the big star at the time. And, they were just always talking to me about different things. And I was like, God, there's, a lot of people interested. Maybe I could, go do this again. So I kind of did it again, and it really took off. And again, Jim Melby helped on that too. Writing me a lot of, he wrote me some letters of encouragement and things like that. So when, getting an award with his name means so much to me. I do want to make a mention because I just talked to him a couple days ago, Chael Sonnen, he has never been inducted into anything like this in his career, and he was so looking forward to this, and he was going to bring his mother here, and he told me about just how much he really wanted to be here, but his college wrestling coach passed away and he couldn't, so I just wanted to let everyone know that because I had talked to him, it's like, man, we're getting honored on the same night, isn't that freaking weird? Also, want to mention Larry Madison, who was instrumental in probably me getting this in a lot of ways, and he's not here. I wish he could be here. I know in spirit he's here. I see Herb Simmons, one of his best friends is here, and Barbara. And I mean, one of the highlights of my weekend is meeting Barbara Goodish. I mean, when I was very young, Bruiser Brody was someone who, through Larry Madison and everybody, really educated me a lot on certain aspects of the business that I would have never understood, and they gave me a decade worth of knowledge of the business every year, and I just want you to know how much Frank Goodish meant to me, and I was so awesome meeting him. I just want to say that. Let's see who else is here. Jerry Briscoe, I want to mention this only because when I saw Jerry Briscoe, I started thinking I went to the Miami Beach Auditorium. When I was a kid, we used to go to Florida all the time because my grandmother lived there, and she lived about, maybe a mile to walk or so, maybe a mile and a half from the auditorium in Miami Beach. So Jerry, I would watch matches like every Wednesday night when we would go down, whenever we would go there, and I was always so looking forward to going to, visit my grandmother, because Wednesday night I got to watch professional wrestling with Eddie Graham's Pro Wrestling, and I would see Jack Briscoe, and I saw Jerry, I saw you wrestle, I saw you in a lot of matches, and Jerry Briscoe matches were always really good, often great, but the one match that, for whatever reason, and I don't even know why, I remember the best was a match you had with Bill Watts. You may not even remember the match, but it was just an awesome match. And at the time, I thought, man, Jerry Briscoe and Bill Watts, they must be such great pro wrestlers. And it wasn't years later I realized, man, Jerry Briscoe really was a hell of a pro wrestler. If you really understand what I just said there. And let me see, Bruce, one of my best friends for years, and Todd and Wade and everybody, and Greg Oliver and Steve Johnson, really good writers and everything like that. Bruce, his friendship means so much. I want to mention Brian Alvarez as well, who is not here today, who, thanks to him, he kept me relevant in everything that in professional wrestling, and just the website and everything like that. He's my lifeblood. I could not have kept up with MMA and professional wrestling without him helping me out. So want to say that. I want to mention Trevor Mann is right there, okay? And when I saw the list of the people who were coming to this thing, I saw the list, I was like, oh, look at, all these different people. And then I saw Ricochet on the list. And I was like, I'm bringing my son to this thing, because he doesn't know this. My son's right there. He doesn't know this, and you know the story because I just told it to you. But take me 10 years from now, he's going to be telling people, my dad was inducted, or my dad was honored, and Ricochet was in the audience that night. So, and that's going to happen, dude. You're going to be like a huge star in this business if there's any God in this world. And everyone here who is a reader, who has ever been a reader, who's a podcast listener, I want to thank you so much. It's motivation for you people that has kept me doing this, working so hard for all these years. It's been worth it. There's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs. The experiences I've had are just unbelievable. I look here, and I mean, what I think when I think of professional wrestling is all of the generations of people from Crusher Kowalski, and it's Mac Coutier, Tully Blanchard. I never met Mac Coutier until this afternoon. And when I think about that Starrcade match that you guys had, I don't know if it will live forever, but my God, it's lived for 33 years. And I mean, people just always talk about it. I have seen a million I Quit matches since then, and I forget almost every single one of them. Yours and Ric Flair and Terry Funk. I mean, I'll never forget those matches. That, just unbelievable. And Brian, I want to thank you for all the work. I know people don't really, you may not get the credit you deserve for keeping guys together in Florida, getting together with guys, helping them, treating them with the respect, the guys that you grew up idolizing, treating them with the respect that they deserved. And as far as the Cauliflower Alley, the work in that's such a vital organization, and maybe some of the families. And so I just wanted to mention that. And Jason, I know that you do a lot of work with them as well. And Mr. Backlund, when I was a kid, well, actually I was already in college at this point. This was before we had VCRs, which is something that happened before we had DVDs, which is something that happened before we had streaming services. I used to get, one of my friends would go to Madison Square Garden, and he would kind of like do play-by-play of your matches. And so I would listen on the tape recorder to your matches in the first year or so as champion, Bruno Sammartino's matches and things like that. And I was in my mind, oh man, this is so hard, so incredible, envisioning what was going on in the ring. And a couple of years later, obviously, the MSG Network started broadcasting in California, and I actually got to watch those matches. And my God, I watched you work out today. I mean, I train hard. I swear to God, I do. And I watch Bob Backlund, and it's just what an inspiration this guy is. The kind of this guy is put anyone of any age to shame. It's I keep thinking when you get old, your legs go, it's just, you just can't do it. And then I look at Bob Backlund, and I go, okay, I got it. So anyway, I guess that's pretty much what I want to say. Just thank you everyone who's here. And I kind of also want to mention, it's unbelievable to me when I look back because, of course, as some of you know, I was not the most well-liked person in this industry in the 80s at all. And as time went on, things changed, and I got on a pay-per-view, on Ring of Honor pay-per-view, not all that long ago, in 2 straight matches. The finishing move was named after me, and it was 2 different finishing moves, and I don't even know what to think about it. It's but it was quite weird. And I do want to thank the Young Bucks and Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. For whatever reason, they decided to choose him. I know with the Young Bucks it was marketing reasons, but cool for them, and they're great guys, and they're also guys that are going to be the future of the wrestling business. Great timing, everything like that. And I think that pretty much does it. But have a great night, everybody.